Three's a company and four's a crowd. Tonight we get the elite, the super friends, the children of liberty, and our dear old president. Supergirl's back. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Got a little AfterBuzz TV show. Hey guys, welcome back. We are back at Supergirl episode 13. What's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way?
Not a thing.
I do not know. Not a thing. I am your host tonight, Zach Silverman. I have my lovely panel here. I'd love to introduce. Guys, go ahead.
What's up? Jorge Payo here.
Hey guys, Heather Wake here. Hey, remember when Tehran used to be on the show? Man, that was nice.
Tay who?
R.I.P.
Tehran away.
Tehran is missing yet again tonight. He's doing bigger, better things. Don't worry. He will be back eventually soon. We miss you and love you. So, yeah, we are here. Episode 13. We had a week off. Lovely, nice week off and back at it. Let's get into overall thoughts. What was your thoughts on things, guys?
It flew by just like this week. The episode did. You know, they always say that it's a great episode when it leaves you wanting more. Well, in that case, this was an amazing episode because I was like, oh, I want so much more.
You felt like a lot happened or not much happened?
I felt like a lot of shots happened.
Cool. Okay. I like that. Jorge, what about yourself, my friend?
I thought you were going to say it flew away with like Brady's Legion ring. Brady's Legion
opportunity.
ring. It was an episode.
It was an episode indeed. That's what happened at the time slot tonight. An episode had occurred.
See, that's why we need Tehran here, because Tehran would be like, no, I thought this was the best episode of all time.
You know what? I like this episode. It was a lot more... I like to say in the beginning there was a lot more stakes than last 2 weeks ago's episode. It definitely stepped up the bar a little bit, but yeah, you know.
I will say I did like Alex's Black Widow moment where she like jumped off the stairs and then like wrapped her legs around the guy. I was like, whoop, 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 whoop.
You mean your like move that you did?
Well, yes.
Kind of thing?
I'm always going to be a fan of that.
That's a fun move.
It looks like a fun move and a hard move to do.
I did enjoy the introduction of the Elite. You know, Hat is a pretty cool character.
Ooh, yeah.
I really like that character a lot. You know, pulling out swords out of his...
I thought the actor did more of the character than the writers did, though. I mean, I kind of get the introduction. The introduction of that character just sort of snuck up on you, but I also kind of felt like
the actor did a lot. He did a lot with it. Yeah,
the actor did, right?
So we enjoyed the actor. Is what we're trying to say.
I enjoyed the actor.
Okay, cool.
I wish the character introduction might have had like a little bit more.
I had no idea what was going on with that.
I know. I was like, oh, that's that.
So for everyone that watched tonight, which I hope you guys all did, the beginning of the episode, I had no idea what was happening. That guy just peddling for change, and then he pulled out a knife.
Yeah.
Who was the gentleman that?
Oh, that was a security guard at the prison where Manchester Black was being held.
It was
so Hat got his uniform.
It was so
Danny was his name.
It was shot so dark. I don't know if it was the TV we were watching on, but I could not tell what was going on.
For a second, I thought I was watching Arrow.
I didn't know what I was watching. Yeah, Arrow's much darker on that. Yeah. Well, so we like the Hat. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
We'll get into more of them. Let's get the smaller things that had happened in the episode out of the way. We have what's looking like smaller and smaller plot lines for James and Lena.
Yeah,
good
for
old
sure.
broken up couple.
I mean, especially for James.
God, they keep tearing him down. Like the Guardian's gone. No more. You know?
I do think the stuff with Lena has to simmer, and just the seeds have to be planted ever so sparingly, because since Lex Luthor's going to be, I think it's going to be a much bigger spot later on in the season.
Oh yeah, once
but it would be
finally
nice
gets
if the intensity built up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they were trying to plant some seeds in the sense where they were saying how she doesn't trust the government. That's why they're not getting procedures. They're getting product. You know, which I think is really smart on her part.
And that was kind of the thing that we kept talking about. Like, how can you not, like, every time something has happened and the government wants to take control of it, it's always nothing good comes of it.
Right.
So I'm glad that they kind of wrap that nicely up for us and be like, so this is what's
because there's nothing worse than having like a genius character make really idiot
stupid,
mistakes. You're like, come on, that was bad writing. So it's good that they followed up on that.
Yeah, she's not filing any reports. We don't need those stinking reports in here.
From what I took was that she is just kind of doing, like, like high school science work within the lab, and then everything else is happening behind the curtains. So Alex was a little privy to it, and was just like, "Oh, I understand what you're doing here, but like, let's see how you're doing this." So I'm glad that the procedures are not being written down and all that kind of stuff. We didn't get any more diving into the project, though. We don't know what's going on, where they're leading with it, who could it be used for.
Just the fact that Alex is now on her side.
I have predictions for that, and I'll save it for predictions.
I love it. Fantastic. Okay. How do we feel about James in this story that he's following now? I guess double backing with his associate with
Mackenzie?
Lena.
I think Mackenzie should have gotten fired all those episodes ago. Remember? She was the one who made that like really bad comment, I think, to Nia Null. And then James has that like giant coming to Jesus speech, and he's like, "Oh, but you're still with us, Mackenzie." Mackenzie should have been fired.
Well, I think this is her making up for things.
Sure.
Trying to put her in a good light. I guess the writers, I don't know, and maybe James is trying to see the good in her. So.
Or they're trying to give James a storyline and something to follow
They're just
right
stretching.
now.
Yeah,
they're just stretching that character.
I mean,
out.
really, what's it going to do? He's going to put the story out, and it's just going to make a bigger rift between him and Lena. And he's like pining over. He's like, come on. You could see it in his eyes. He's still in love with her. He wants to be with her.
But do we care?
No.
Do we want them to be together? Not really. I'm not.
Honestly, at this point, I thought like Alex and Lena might like. I was looking at them.
Now, I would be down with that.
I mean, we don't. Lena is very an intelligent person. You know, the constructs of marriage and man and woman might not. You know. She might not adhere to it.
Maybe they'll have a little office romance.
I don't know. That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Maybe at the D-Hill Christmas party.
Oh, the Christmas parties. Good old Christmas parties. Chat, what do you think? Would you guys like to ship something like that? Who knows? I don't know. But, chat, we love you always. So, we'd love to hear from you. Yeah. So, what else?
What else? Let's see. We got the Nia training at the Fortress of Solitude, which was pretty cool. And what is this little battle between Kleenex and Brainy? Kellex and Brainy. Why don't they like each other? Where does that come from?
Chat, help us out. Maybe in an earlier episode we got to see something between the two of them. I don't know. I feel like Brainy just thinks of himself as obviously a much higher intelligent being than he is, and I don't know why he looks down on him.
Yeah.
And for some reason, there's just that, you know.
I think it was pure comedic relief.
I didn't get comedic relief out of it at all.
No comedy, no relief.
I just thought Brainy was being rude.
Yeah, I didn't understand it.
To come into my house and call me a tissue. What the hell?
I mean, the storylines, they're stretching them out. It's getting tough to follow. But we now have Brainy, Kellex, and Nia kind of in a triangle where Brainy doesn't want to say doesn't want to give hints to Nia to help her.
And neither did the show, apparently. Like, I thought when Nia, when she like got into the secrets and everything, I thought we were going to be in on that moment. I wish the scene had been written to where we saw what Nia saw. So it would be more of a. And then we just come back and it's like, oh, I guess she found out how to astral project poorly.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
She found out all these secrets, so like that should have been what does she know?
I have no idea. And see, this is what's confusing. I understand Brainy's side, where like if I tell you too much, then a paradox can occur, and we deal with that on the Flash all the time. It just gets too much up in the head. But she's from a planet, not from a different time. Why can't she find out about her home planet?
That's
What's so
I
wrong
thought she
with
was
that?
wanting to find out about the future, but no, she's just trying to find out about her planet. Yeah, exactly.
Well, but when she was talking to Brainy, she was asking about her descendant.
yes. So then
We're not
she
asking
didn't
about her actual
really-
planet. So.
Right, but Kellex won't have knowledge of the future. Like she was right.
So Kellex only has knowledge of her planet, Naltor.
Right.
Yeah.
But he had said like that could be a bad idea to tell you about them. Like he even said like it will still be part of the paradox possibly, but he's like he was less worried about it. It seemed like.
Well, Supergirl did tell her tell him whatever she needs.
Whatever she needs. My only thing is I feel like maybe Brainy doesn't want her to even know about her powers because it's an easy way out. It's an easy way out to just like research a little bit about like what they could all do instead of her like figuring it out on her own to strengthen herself.
I
The
suppose.
hero's journey kind of thing.
Not really his call to make, though.
It's not. Well, I mean, he's trying to keep everything in line because he does know the future. So it kind of is his call a little bit. Because if she strays, he has to. Time is malleable. In the Flash, at least, they say time is malleable.
This isn't the Flash, Zach.
Well, you know what? Okay, it's all in the same kind of.
It's in the same universe.
So yeah.
Same Berlanti verse.
Side note on the chat, Nicholas Stormy says Brainy pulled a Sheldon Cooper. I think that's in regards to the whole Kellogg's. I could totally feel that. It's like.
I don't watch the show. Please explain for people at home.
Sheldon Cooper on
I know.
Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang, yeah. It's over my head on that one.
Picture Brainy. He's kind of like that antisocial sort of snobby genius dude.
Okay.
Wearing silly T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was the T-shirt? I wrote it down. It was pretty ridiculous.
Don't bother me. I'm local.
I'm a local. Yeah. Really blending in there. So. Anyway, we wouldn't be able to do this without our viewers at home, so Jorge, why don't you take it away?
I will take it away, Zach. Thanks for giving that. Hey, guys. Before we move on to our next topic, we just wanted to say thank you for making us the ESPN of TV talk. For us to continue to grow, we could use your help. If you're on YouTube right now, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved in the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to all of us, and we truly appreciate your supporting us in doing what we love. Don't forget to tell your friends, and keep enjoying our shows.
Very nice.
Thank you.
I love it. Got a voice for the radio. Awesome.
At least you didn't say a face for the radio.
No, you got a face for the TV. It's all good stuff. So we have next is, I can't see that, President and Haley.
No.
President Baker.
President Baker. What's he baking?
I don't know. I'm not a fan of him at all.
I'm not a fan of him at all, but he's baking something in the oven there.
So I, at the very end when Haley said she had no idea of all of that occurring, I'm a little bit, should we believe her? Because it almost seemed like she was lying.
I don't know. I thought she was kind of earnest.
She was.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah,
She's a
seemed
hard lady
surprised.
to read. I wasn't sure.
She seemed surprised,
Yeah.
really, at the mention of Claymore, and like Baker is gone off script. He's gone. He's doing his own thing, and you could see that as well when he was having Lockwood come in for the first photo op.
Right.
And he's just like, don't worry, buddy. I got it taken care of. I got it taken care of.
Which is a scary thought. Mm-hmm. President of the United States just putting a big gun up in the air.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd like that.
That would never
I don't think
happen.
a lot of America would like that
I
either.
don't know. President of the United States, just
Well, he was the
being
vice president first, so he's kind of like a little bit off his rocker. It seems like.
Yeah,
Just
he's
power
that whole
hungry.
like Francis Underwood House of Cards thing going on, right?
Yes, 100%.
I wonder if he's got anything to do with whatchamacallit, Red Daughter.
I was just, yeah.
Really? You think
I'm wondering.
collusion with Russia?
Why would the,
I'm wondering if the
why would
president
the
is
American
colluding.
president have anything to do with Russia?
I mean, could that be possibly happening?
I don't know. I mean, they-
It
I
sounds so
think-
fictional.
I think this. I think this president's made to be. I mean, obviously sinister, but I don't think quite as in the loop with everything. He almost seems like
He's not too intellectual. He's just like off the cuff, very just flying off and just doing what he needs to do.
yeah.
He's about getting his polls
Get
up.
the polls.
Yeah, we saw that a lot last episode. And now he's siding
There
with
were
Ben.
there were no Red Daughter
Again, I know.
trickles at all. Come to think of it.
I mean, we have maybe 10 episodes left, so we still got to fit in Lex Luthor and figure out whatever's going on with the
Goodness
Red
gracious.
Daughter. I know it's a lot of storylines.
A lot of stuff that's
They
not.
could have done some
yeah.
storyline today. Interesting.
They what? They could
Well,
have done.
I mean, these are like longer seasons, so I think you are gonna get. I mean, this really wasn't even a filler episode. It was more like a sort of planting the seeds for other things. I don't know.
yeah, but you
There were
would
some
think
great
Not even-
fight sequences and some
Yeah.
good,
I liked the training with Brainy and Nia, since we're still in the Brainy Nia.
I
no, we're
enjoyed
not,
that.
we're
We could go back to it. I wrote down. It was very Matrix-like.
Yeah.
You know, like when he was fighting Agent Smith. And
Yeah.
Which I think is so fun
Yeah.
because I suddenly forget the actor's name, but the guy who plays Brainy, he has an interview where he says basically that his acne method for getting into character for Brainy is to pretend to be Agent Smith.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, Nia Nol knew Kung Fu.
I get why that is. That's okay. That it's not that she knows Kung Fu. She's just like predicting what he's gonna do. No, you can't buy that.
I didn't know anybody with narcolepsy could be a ninja. That's pretty amazing.
They are stretching what she could do for her power. I don't know her character too much in the comics.
I think she has to jumpstart because, I mean, if she's going to go ahead and be one of the super friends.
I'm just saying, I've studied Wing Chun Kung Fu before, and if you're getting, when you're blocking a punch, that's going to sting a little.
Yeah, she doesn't have the built up.
She doesn't have the built up for that.
No, she's harnessing dream energy. Did you not watch the show?
Oh, she's harnessing dream energy.
Yeah. I thought that was. I'm like, that's what I love about science fiction comic books. It's like you can explain anything like that. Like, yes, I harness dream energy, of course.
And made it into gloves of some sort, right? Yeah. That way, she was able to. What was that power that she did at the end?
An astral projection?
Was it an astral?
Yeah, it was like the harness of the dream energy focus itself like laser beams. Pew pew.
Pew pew.
Yeah.
Pew pew. Well, I'm excited to see what her character's going to do. I think she's a decent, insert of a character.
Yeah. No, I've got no problems with Nia Nol at all, except that, if she's blocking punches like that rapidly when she's never done anything like that before,
you're going to be sore.
You're going to be sore afterwards. You're going to be a little sore.
Yeah. Well, luckily they were able to save the day,
Super
President
Friends.
Baker, Super Friends versus the Elite. I love it. It was a great introduction of them. Let's get into those guys. Manchester Black is finally back.
Yeah.
It almost rhymes.
Question for the comic book connoisseurs: the more I thought it was just the three that were in the Elite. That was just Manchester, Menagerie, and Hat. That was just those.
There's
three,
a fourth one too in the Elite. Cold something.
He's a bigger guy, right?
He's a bigger guy, he harnesses energy.
So this fourth member was just poetic license.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much. Which was cool to see the Morai,
right? Okay,
Morai, bring in Morai back. Which, by the way, I thought I could have sworn it was twins. They said twins.
I thought it was triplets.
It would make sense if it was triplets, but I thought it was twins because one died. I thought they captured the other one, and Supergirl was put off like, oh, there's another one. But the Hat said, there's more of them or something. It was a throwaway line.
He said there's Morai of them.
Yeah.
Play file.
We're gonna file that one.
Okay, fair enough. Well, what do we think of the Elites? We have Manchester becoming more of his character from the comic books. I love his costume, by the way.
Yeah.
Purple hair, don't care.
Couldn't even see it.
I was like,
Didn't even know.
I swear I was looking, like, they keep talking about this dye job, and I'm like,
I didn't. Yeah.
And I didn't know that you could do that in prison, huh?
yeah.
There's a lot of things Manchester can do in
Prison
prison.
hair dye.
Apparently.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
pass
he said
notes.
stamped envelopes.
I think maybe the passing of the notes was from Hat.
Oh, yeah.
That would
That'd
make
be
sense.
the only plausible thing from last episode why that
That's
had
fair.
happened. I don't know why the guard would deliver it and say, hey, this is from Manchester. All nice and neat without looking at it, like you guys said, but still. Yeah. And then we have Menagerie back. I feel like she's a useless character.
I do, too. I mean, I guess she's sort of adding...
She had a little comic
Snap.
relief,
Yeah.
a little snap with that, with the when he was doing the video, and she's like, "Really, you're gonna do it from that angle?"
Yeah. That was pretty funny.
from a low angle, no. Yeah.
They need to build her character a little bit more. I want the wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was just
want
about to
the
say.
wings. She would be badass if she had those wings. But anyway, Manchester put up Supergirl to meet. How do we think about that little meet and greet out in Manchester, England?
I mean,
Sit down, a little
that's the
talk.
first time that she's had to deal with the Elite, and I thought it was a pretty cool intro for sure. I still think that the two characters are a little bit like underutilized, but
Which two characters?
Menagerie and Hat.
Hat is. Are you
I
kidding
thought
me?
Hat was real.
Yeah.
I thought Hat was pretty well used. And
Hat
he
was
can
my
teleport.
favorite character tonight.
Oh, that's
He
for
was
sure.
killing it.
Huh.
It was a great performance. Yeah, definitely.
I just enjoyed his character all along. I think it kind of brought the action, and like you said, there was tons of action in tonight. We had a few fights, some cool fight scenes with the guards getting Manchester out. The fight scenes against Jean, Supergirl, and the Elite. We have Jean coming back to the throes of fighting, I guess. He's breaking his vow of peace. This is something that when he got back into it, and I was just like, I'm so tired of seeing this. I'm tired of him. Woe is me. Like, I'm trying to follow my father. Yeah. Like, I get it. Your dad. Like,
just make a decision, John.
Yeah, seriously, because like this whole time you thought your father had been dead for like 300 years, and you were living a certain way. That is who you are.
You're
Stick
a manhunter.
with who you are. Exactly. He said it, and I was just.
We have so many characters with like inner conflict.
It's hard to care for
Supergirl is supposed to be the one weighing back and forth. I think John should be more of a constant.
Yes.
So I mean, I'm just a long story short. I agree with you guys. I'm like, I don't need to see John's inner turmoil.
They're setting up a lot of stakes.
Wishy-washy.
Yeah, they're setting up a lot of stakes, and they're not fulfilling them. Like we were saying before, it just is like we have the whole duality between like being peaceful and not, and Manchester's like pulling it. I don't understand this connection between the two of them. Like where
I know, John, they built up this like connection they were supposed to have, and I was like, what is it?
Yeah, like why?
Is it a psychic connection? Because in the comics, Manchester is supposed to have psionic abilities.
They keep hinting to all this, and then because even
I even
tonight,
read an article that's like his powers are finally revealed, and so I was waiting, and I was like,
no, not tonight. That was a letdown. But no, I mean, even John tonight's episode was saying he's like he almost like knows my turmoil inside of myself of. Do I fight or not? And like he's like goading me to come out and fight. And really, he wasn't goading him. He was asking Supergirl to come out and fight. You know, like this is the line. I won't cross it. You do your thing, and I'm sticking with killing children of liberty. Of course, she's gonna say no. You know. But yeah, that is what it is. We got a little bit more of the Children of Liberty with Ben Lockwood, kind of wavering a little bit. Oh, his character becoming a weak.
Yeah.
Oh, the moment that he heard that Manchester Black had escaped.
Yeah.
You saw it in his face. He was just like, oh,
scared
snap.
to death. Yeah. And we didn't get to see his family. We saw he was what I thought was talking to his wife, but then it was actually just a message.
Trouble
so hopefully,
in paradise.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty worried for them. I mean, he's in Washington and they're off.
I don't know if it's the way the character is written or just the performance, but I do find Lockwood one of the more interesting aspects of the show, for sure. Even though his character kind of goes like back and forth between being strong and weak. I mean, I think it's really interesting.
I mean, towards the end of it, we got like that last shot of him with the other guy trying to usurp him. Yeah, man, he was like he was like the Joker. It was wild.
No,
wild.
It was more. It kind of reminded me of Untouchables when Al Capone, Robert De Niro, comes up with a bat and just bashes him in the back of the head. Watch The Untouchables, folks. It's a really good movie.
I mean,
Kevin Costner, Robert De Niro.
What did you guys think of kind of that whole wrap up of the Children of Liberty? Where do we think he is gonna take this? I mean, he just got appointed being the director of Alien Affairs, which was, I thought, Haley's job. So I guess she's fired now.
Bye.
Bye. And
so he's going to be in
is he
the
going to be in
DEO.
charge of the DEO?
That's kind of
that's kind of what it's going to be. It seems like. But how is he going to be who he is and be the face of America as well?
Well, I think it's going to be.
Well, he's always played that duality.
Almost being like a
he was able to play that behind the scenes. Now he's in front. He has the president in his pocket.
Well, anything he does is going to be in the name of American safety, I think.
Okay. We'll just have to see how it
But
comes
he could
out.
also, I mean, that's now that he's proven himself to the Children of Liberty as well by taking out the guy who was bad-mouthing him and challenging him for leadership. It was very caveman-like. Ugg should lead, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, Ugg. Here's my metal mask to your face, and
Brutal.
I'm brutally.
Yes.
And I am the leader. Anybody else got any questions? Yeah.
I like that scene a lot. That was a powerful. Scared me. I was like, okay, that's That's the character that I remember seeing prior. I'm excited to see where they go with it. Who knows?
I think they're going to take it to a place where, I mean,
it could get dark.
He is now in a power position by being appointed by the President of the United States as the Director of Alien Affairs. He now has more power, and by having that power, he can, you know, he was looking to deputize the Children of Liberty, but now he can just look the other way.
Yeah.
He can look the other way.
I was sort of ready to, when Supergirl got, you know, the boot from the DEO, I was sort of hoping that whole aspect of the show was going to go away. But now that this is happening, I am far more excited about it.
Are you?
Slightly more excited about it.
Okay. Very cool. Let's get into the last bit of it. So the whole crux of the episode was the fact that the president put together this satellite to essentially shoot. I mean, what was his plan? Just to shoot
any alien ships entering our orbit.
But that's, I mean, how long would this thing be going? How often do they have alien ships just coming and going?
Yeah.
Was my
Not
question
too often. And then the second that it gets shot off, everyone in the sky, whatever part of the world it is going to see it and be like, "What was that?
Yeah,
massive explosion." You know, that's not diplomatic at all. It could start such a war between like whatever aliens might be trying to come. Just not smart. Now, if it was for like, you know, a meteorite, fine, okay, but still,
Get that.
yeah, just not a wise thing to do.
No, he's got his own agenda. President Baker is up to something. What it is, I don't think we fully understand just yet. I don't think we're giving him enough credit, but I think they're building him up to be some sort of
mastermind.
No, not a mastermind.
No,
most likely a puppet.
Oh, right.
He could be Lex Luthor's puppet.
I like that.
I mean, he could be. I mean,
He
could,
very well could be.
Yeah.
Okay, and that would be a nice way to fit him in and segue all this in, because as of now, he's just in jail.
Because who else would have been able to come up with a satellite that can blow
and that quickly?
Yes, that can blow up ships.
That's a very good
Lex
point.
Luthor.
Lex Luthor only. I wonder if Lena's kind of like putting two and two together. Oh, actually, she didn't know about the satellite.
She didn't know about the satellite. Yeah.
Right. Anyway, we had Supergirl. Again, another stake put out there that was just kind of thrown away. What do I do about the satellite? If I destroy it, then I am on
the side of the elite.
And if I leave it, then I'm on the Children of Liberty.
That inner conflict was clearly just a way for her to have that Alex moment, which I guess was a nice building moment for them.
Yeah. But again, that touches on the whole, which Jean said in the past or 2 episodes ago, that like there are things that could start sparking her memory, and then like that will just throw everything under the bus again. Like her memory could come back of who Supergirl is to her. So like, why toy with that? Why test that? You know?
Because she just wants her sister.
She just wants her sister back. Well, she has her sister when she's not Supergirl.
Yeah.
Oh, side note: Black Magic 99. He's always in the chat. He definitely agrees with you guys that he could be Lex's puppet.
I like
President Banker.
President
Got another
Banker.
one agreed.
And then he also thinks Lena could give Alex superpowers. I think that would be very cool.
I do too.
That is kind of where I see Alex going, because she's starting to fall wayward of how useful she is.
I'm like, why else would they be pairing Lena and Alex together so abruptly? It seems to me.
I know.
I don't know. I don't think Alex needs superpowers. She's leaping from from the top of a stairwell, doing flips.
I saw her do that, and I was just like, man, my knees would hurt. I don't know how she did. That was pretty high.
Well, she did that with a stunt woman. That's how.
Oh, perfect sense. Right. Yes. Yeah, and then somehow she knew to have that the Supergirl suit. We got to see the Supergirl suit one more time.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Did she? Maybe I'm just under a rock or something. I did not think a suit was needed for them to go into space.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay, just checking.
I'm pretty sure every time Superman leaves, he's just off-world because he flies out.
Yeah, I'm like, I've never seen Superman.
Well, in the cartoon, in the cartoon, he actually did need a spacesuit to go into space.
Okay.
In
the
some of
whole
the comics.
point of why they made the suit was because of the kryptonite in the atmosphere, not the atmosphere itself.
Lack of atmosphere.
Right.
Or lack of atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. I mean, it's touchy. Chat, love to know what you think about the spacesuit. I mean, it's a cool looking suit. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed what it was, but I didn't
It was
think
a fun effect. Probably
the
pretty
Iron Man
expensive
effects.
effect. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it necessary? I don't know.
Special effects, like, it was very necessary. I needed my vacation money.
Oh, I loved how the suit was somehow connected to the satellite, telling her when the countdown was supposed to go.
That's true.
Wow.
Right?
That's a super suit.
That is a super suit.
That's a
indeed.
super smart suit.
Well, luckily enough, Supergirl did save the day. Moving the satellite slightly and then destroying it, doing the right thing. But telling the president it was the last thing I had to. It was the only thing I could have done.
So Supergirl lied.
She lied.
She lied.
It's okay. I'm alright with it.
All right.
Yeah. So, and that kind of wraps up the episode. It was decent. For the most part, you know, better than last week. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. We have brief news and gossip. Why don't we get into that?
Yeah, and you know, it could be bad news for sure. It's not. I mean, obviously, it's something definite yet, but there was an internet article that came out sharing that Supergirl is on the verge of potentially being canceled due to low ratings. So hopefully that can motivate everyone to start watching it. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Everyone here watching, please.
Because it's going to be really sad if all of these things build up and then we get to the season finale. Oh my God, Red Daughter comes and then nothing ever happens.
God, I would
I'd
hate.
be so mad.
Or we get like one episode of Lex, and then that's it.
That would be the
John
worst.
Cryer for nothing.
At least
Man.
give us one more season to wrap up. Like if they're gonna put like a canceling out there,
Yeah.
like just give us one season. That way, like you could wrap it up and not just end things.
Exactly. I think if this is the route it's going, maybe they're able to wrap it all up.
So long as she's still available for the crossovers.
That's all that matters because she does.
She's
make
necessary
those
for the-
Yeah, I like her in the crossovers. It works very well with everybody.
Yeah,
So,
I think we can all agree that we like to see Supergirl for sure.
Yeah. You know, and Supergirl's not the only one. I also saw in a different article that there were some other CW shows up for potential cancellations.
So it's just
really?
potentially a big
It could be
spring
any.
cleaning
Yeah.
exodus.
Oh, revamp.
Kind of, yeah, and they could just be throwing in shows that, you know, people want to see go. Who knows?
Series aside.
Yeah, so why don't we get into predictions and then call it a night, guys?
I predict there will be a season 4.
We're in season 4.
I mean, season 5. Whatever next season is. Well, no, I wanted to be right in my prediction, so I'm just saying there will definitely be a season 4, and there will be 3 hosts for this show. My other prediction, I think we already hit on it, but I think Alex is going to get hit with the superpowers. I think that's going to happen.
I like it.
At least, maybe not forever, but at least for a few episodes, and magically jogs her memory back. But who cares? She's super.
My prediction is that somebody else gets the superpowers, and that somebody else is Manchester Black.
Yeah, this was your prediction earlier. A few.
Was it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
while back,
I'm
yeah.
sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. I'm doubling down on
Okay.
that one.
So you think maybe his powers will be different than what are in the comic books from the psionic powers? 'Cause
No, I think he'll get the psionic powers. I just think that some now, especially with Hat in the mix, because they obviously they know they're able to. What was he saying? That Hat catches government agents and gets their secrets. They're gonna
good catch.
Yeah, he's gonna find out about this
the power,
about the power thing, about the superpowers thing, but what Lena Luthor is doing, and they're gonna sneak in there and they're gonna steal themselves a little bit of a sample.
I could be okay with that.
You get superpowers, and you get superpowers.
Everybody gets superpowers. Here at Crazy Lena's.
And you know what? I mean, Lena might not be able. Here's my prediction to add on that, piggyback off of that. Lena might not still be able to finish it and perfect it, where you get superpowers, but it runs your life shorter.
Something,
This would be a nice wrap up to get Manchester out of Supergirl's picture. Because I mean, can we carry him into the 5th season if there will be a 5th season? Who knows? So he could get it, do some damage, and then, you know, win his story but die, you know. So that's my prediction. Yeah.
Good one.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Awesome, guys. Well, that about wraps it up for tonight. My name is Zach Silverman. You can find me all across social media at Zach with a Silverman, CH2. Guys, where can everyone find you?
I am at the El Jorge on all of my social media. That's TheELJorge. The El Jorge.
Hey guys, on Instagram you can find me at heather.wake. On Twitter there's already a username by that, so you'll have to find me at @heather_wake. It's
Lovely.
very tricky.
Awesome, guys. We will be back next week. We'll see you then.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.